3 years ago, no, I think it's 4 years ago now, we had the brother, you know, all the street brothers. He wasn't that rich at that time. He was just like normal Nigerian person that is trying to make two ends meet. Then by and large, there was a time we heard that he got a contract with a state government, and everybody was excited. We were all excited. Fast forward 2 months later, I went to meet him, and he said the contract he got, the first profit he made was 18 million naira from that contract. You know, from somebody who had been struggling, who was using I remember his car that time was like a taxi. You know, that kind of taxi they used in Ibadan. What was that thing called? I can't remember the name of that thing again. That car, it was very small car. That's the kind of car he uses, and he now started a contract and had 18 million naira profit from the first contract. Then we were all talking about him, you know, Nigerians. As soon as somebody hits one big money, everybody starts talking about him, and I was also involved, I must tell you. So we were saying a lot of things. Then I called one of our brothers in USA, who we had to now say, bro, so you people with the US, nobody say, now only when they enjoy you, that see this brother here, he has amado, he has hit something. Then the brother said something that came to me strange, and I didn't even know how to deal with it. He said, don't worry, don't be excited for him. The money in 6 months would be finished. I was like, what kind of human being are you? Why are you saying this? Why would you say the money has been finished, will be finished in 6 months? He said, no, that he could mention 3-4 people who, if he had made that kind of money, he would be very happy because he knows that money will stay with them forever. But for this particular uncle, not uncle really, like this particular brother, that street brother, that in 6 months he's going to be broke again. That time I was like, oh, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. You don't wish him well, you know, normal Nigerian settings. And I actually didn't report him to anybody. But in my mind, I'm like, what kind of person is this? Why can't you just be happy genuinely and finish up these things? Then I let it go. You know, I said, after he made the money, when I got to him, he had started spending money like 2 months. 5 months later, 5 months, this brother called me to borrow him 30,000 naira. You are shocked as I am, right? 5 months later, the same 18 million was finished. He called to borrow 30,000 naira. That's what brings me to talk about this particular special topic that is so special to me. I just wish you take a seat and sit down and enjoy it. It's called delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. At every point you are low, like you don't have money, things are not moving the way you are, you're out of job and all of that, you are just gentle. You are living your life as it comes. You are like spending gradually. You are making all sense. You are doing all of a planning that, oh, okay, next year I can do this. If I have 500,000 now, I can do this. If I have 200,000, I can do this. You have all those plans in place. But as soon as God blesses you, and one unexpected door opens, and then you now have 4 million, for example, you will not remember everything you had planned. There is nothing like business. Then that's when you remember your skin is no longer shiny. That's when you remember the clothes you have is worn out. That's when you remember that your children's school is bad, you have to change it. That's when you remember your car is nothing to write home about, that you have to renew it, or maybe you have to buy another one. And then you keep spending and spending and spending. You know what? Until the money finishes again, that's when you realize that, oh, this money has finished. You now know the funniest thing. All of us, most of us here, we now put the blame on the fact that maybe there is a wife that is helping you to spend your money unnecessarily, or there is a devil somewhere that is, leaking. I've even had people come to me to ask me, Pastor, please pay for us. I don't even know how I spend my money. All the salary I collect, I know they keep anything. I'm like, you spent it. Don't tell me there is a devil. Devil does not spend money. Are you sick? He says no. What happened? You are spending this money. The only time I know there is a problem is maybe you fall sick unnecessarily, or police catch you, or all those unnecessary things you use money on. But if you are not sick and nothing that can happen, that means you are the one spending the money. So don't use your incompetencies, don't put your incompetencies on God as if, or the devil. People should leave the devil alone as well. The devil is not doing anything to you. You are the one spending this money yourself. So that's why I'm talking about delayed gratification. There's a way you go about it that makes you solid. Listen, when the stories we heard about Dangote, we heard that the uncle gave all of them at that rate, 500,000 naira at that time. But you see, all of them that were given the money, there's none of them that we can hear the name as much as we are hearing that of Dangote. There's no difference between them. It's not like there's a demon somewhere that is not affecting the other. The reality at this point is simple. One, if you are giving money that you are supposed to use as seed, if you use it as fruit, you would have eaten everything. Now, every money you make, you can either make it your seed or you make it your fruit. If you make it a seed, that means you are reinvesting it. If you make it a fruit, that means you will eat it. Now, for those of us who are living in Nigeria, I must tell you, it's very difficult to hit big money or to have a regular job that can, propel you to what's your destination. So what you should do is delay every form of gratification. Stop buying big phones. Stop changing your cars to big ones. You want to enjoy life, not now. That's what it means. I know you want to enjoy life, but don't enjoy it now. That's what delayed gratification means. All you need to do is think about something that can generate money for you. Like I always say, make sure you run your monies through 3 generations before you start spending them. What I mean by 3 generations is simple. When you make the first brand of money, don't spend that one. Look for another business, another thing to do with that money, either for expansion or whatever it is, and put it on it. If you are working as an employee and you get that kind of money, look for a side business. If you are working side businesses and then you get extra money, look for investments to put the money on. Try and multiply this money up to 3 times. Let it bear a child and let the child also bear a child before you start spending the money. I'm going to put it in financial terms so that we understand what I'm saying. Let's put, for example, you have ₦1,000,000 and then an uncle gifted you ₦1,000,000. Maybe your great-grandfather, like my grandfather, when he died, he left some money for me too. Hallelujah, he left some money for me. The man is a very good man. He left ₦20,000 for me, which I so much appreciated, because at my level, I didn't even know there's going to be a grandpa. Great, he's like my mother's father. Okay, if my mother's father can remember me and put some money somewhere for me, that shows he loves all our children and gradually God bless his soul. So what I'm trying to say is, let's say maybe somebody somewhere or a miracle happens or something, you have a contract or somebody dashed you some money and then you have $1 million all of a sudden from nowhere. What you do is invest, don't spend anything. Your life has been slow all this while, so it's not like it's a big deal. Live yourself as if nothing has happened. You don't need to advertise yourself, you don't need to go on Instagram or social media. Don't worry. I know a lot of people will be like, they have been down for a long, let everybody now know. Anytime you want to do anything because people should know or people should feel or people should say, that's dead on arrival. That's not a good thing. So what you should do is invest the old money, pretend as if you are still not existing, like as if you have made nothing. When the money goes, it comes back. You see, when that 1 million is going and coming back, it won't come in millions again. It's going to come back in 50,000. 80,000. That's like the residue of whatever you have invested in. That's what you get from it. As soon as you're getting those ones, don't spend the second one. The only thing you do is eat, feed yourself, and maybe if you have a house rent pay, which is, thank God we don't live in the third world country, in European countries and America. You don't pay every month, you pay once in a year. So you can just pay, and whatever it is, invest the money again. It's the third one you can eat. Now, let's say you open a barbering shop, for example, with your 1 million. And then the money is coming out of that place, you also put it and maybe buy a land somewhere. It's the 3rd generation money that you can spend. That one you can spend anyhow. If you like, go on vacation, if you like. But until you get those monies to the 3rd generation, don't spend it. That's how to delay your gratification. If you spend what you're supposed to plant, then it's going to be a problem at the end of the day, because otherwise you will be 70-year-old, 60, 50-year-old, and you still be hustling as if you are 25. So now that you have strength in your bones, you have everything to going for you, you should try and invest for rainy days. This is not the rainy days. I said something this morning while we were working to shoot this particular episode. I told the guys that were working together, I said, look, at this your age, you have nothing to fear. Even if you are suffering now, your body can cope. Because now you are not falling sick. It's ridiculous how old people can really go down. My father went to US and came back with hypertension. The guy looked so strong, I didn't believe he can be sick. But my father is sick now, not sick, like he doesn't go out or drive or something. He's normal, but he has hypertension. He uses the drug to, calm down. And in my head, I'm looking at my father, who I have never seen fall sick once throughout my existence, except now. But he keeps saying, I'm old. I still look at my father as if he's the young 40-year-old man, even when we are like past the age. But then he's young, old. Now I see when he was young, I know when he's old, and I know sicknesses come to old people. It's a natural thing. Even the coronavirus thing that we were talking about all this time, would attack the older ones faster than the younger ones. So when you're young, you can't really feel the pressure of not having money. You can't feel it, because it's only the pressure you feel is psychological, like you are thinking, oh, I'm not representing, I'm not enjoying life. It's not your duty to enjoy life when you're young. Forget about enjoyment. For people who are enjoying now, we have time and season for everybody. Thank God for their lives. But for you who don't really have much money, concentrate on building your wealth till when you are old, when you can no longer walk. Because imagine all these monies you are making now that you are still using to flex. By the time you turn 60 and nobody's anywhere to employ you, and you are retired, and the job you are doing is not like you have pension or gratuity, that's going to be a massive problem. So please, let's concentrate. Delay your gratification. You will get to it. It's not running away. Life is not running away. And for people who are saying, we don't know when we will die, even if you think you're enjoying life, as soon as you are dead, that enjoyment, what's there? There's no enjoyment again. So don't focus on the enjoyment part, focus on the investment part, so that don't let us be selfish. Jesus came and died for us. He didn't die for himself. He died for us. So you as well can build your wealth. Even if you die in between, your children will be there to know that their dad or their mom had sacrificed for them. It's good. And then I'm not even wishing anybody dead. I'm sure you will not die. You will eat the fruit of your labor. Everything you've worked for, you will eat it. So delay your gratification so that you will no longer help yourself, so that you won't complain again. You know, so all these rich people you see, one way or the other, had to delay their gratifications, and the people that did not delay it, that just met money somehow, would also waste it. Just like the story I told you about the uncle who wasted the money. Till today, it's been 4 years. Till today, he has not gotten up again. He has not. Because you can't be wasting opportunities. What if you think you have second chance, third chance, fourth chance, and you have just one? What happens? So at any point you have a breakthrough with money, at any time you have a breakthrough with small inflow of anything, anywhere, please ensure you do something reasonable with the money. That's when you need to now learn. Because I have seen people also come to me and say, assuming they had met me earlier, maybe they would have taken right decisions instead of what they took. Because you can't go and start a business you know nothing about. You can't start a business because your friend says, let's all start a business. Those formats are wrong.